Cheers! Welcome to Movie
Bitches! Retro Review episode 18. Tonight we're reviewing The Incredibles!
The 2006? 2007?
2004.
No.
It was 14 years ago.
What? That's crazy.
Yeah. It was one of the earlier Pixar movies.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
Because it's the best one?
I think it might be the best one.
It's like right up there for me with Ratatouille.
I love Ratatouille.
Because I love Ratatouille.
And so many people don't like Ratatouille is always on people's list of like real low on the Pixar list.
Really?
And I'm like, that movie is really good.
Oh, I love that movie.
I love that movie. I mean, it helps that I like France and food.
Yeah.
But
they just couldn't get past the rats.
I think a lot of people couldn't get past the rats.
I didn't have a problem with it. Definitely above all those fucking cars.
Oh yeah,
movies.
those are at the bottom.
And Up is like only good for the first 10 minutes.
That happens a lot with Pixar movies.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine the rest of it.
It's
like,
fine.
It's only great in the first 10 minutes.
Exactly. And WALL-E is great for like parts here and there.
It's also good for the first 10 minutes and then is super preachy.
Yeah, yes.
So anyway, The Incredibles. My favorite Pixar movie.
Wow.
I love it.
It combines a lot of really great things. I wish there were more movies like this. You know what I mean? Where it's just like...
Well, like you could see this as a live action movie. You know what I mean? Like it's...
Well, it was funny. It made me think, like, if only there were Marvel cartoons. I mean, I know that there are, like, TV shows.
Right.
But, like, I don't know. I liked the idea of, like, a full budget, like, Disney budget.
I'm actually shocked it took so long for a sequel to come out.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like a no-brainer for, like, a Saturday afternoon cartoon... Like, weekly cartoon.
Yeah, like, you would think that the Disney Channel or whatever would have this just, like, locked down.
This is also the first animated movie where, like, I remember everyone being famous, all the voice actors. It was the first instance of this syndrome, pun not intended, of, like, oh, that's so-and-so. Oh, that's so-and-so.
See, that's funny because
oh, that's so-and-so.
I never realized it was any of them.
Really?
Did not realize.
It was, like, okay because they were all so great.
Yes.
It didn't seem like... Why?
It wasn't
like, it wasn't
stunt
just
casting,
like,
but it was definitely, yes, they were all famous.
It was sort of the first of that.
Yeah.
And it kind of started that trend.
Okay.
I mean, I guess, what am I talking about? Toy Story was like Tom Hanks and Tim Allen.
Yeah, that's true.
For whatever reason, in my mind, it was the first time I went, oh, that's Craig T. Nelson. Oh, that's Holly Hunter. Oh, that's Jason Lee. Like, my little brain worked it out.
Wait, it's Holly Hunter? Like, Big Sick Holly Hunter?
Yeah, didn't you notice from her very distinctive lisp?
Well, she has a very distinctive lisp.
She's deaf in one ear.
Oh.
So that's why she talks to one side.
Oh, didn't know that. I mean, to be fair, the majority of the times I saw this movie was when I didn't know who any of those people were.
Sure.
So, like, you know, of course I never knew who they were, because I still don't.
Sam Jackson, though, that's rough, Andrew. You didn't watch Die Hard with a Vengeance on loop 300 times? You've never seen Die Hard with a Vengeance? Well, you've never seen Die Hard 1, so why would you have seen Die Hard with a Vengeance?
Exactly.
Oh, man. We should definitely watch those.
Yes.
Because the first one's classic, amazing, nearly perfect action movie. The second one is bad. The third one is cheesy.
That's
so it's
fun.
Like, great.
Yeah.
And Jeremy Irons plays the villain.
Oh, you're in.
And he's like, weird. And I'm into it. Anyway, The Incredibles. So it's the first Pixar movie directed by Brad Bird.
Yes.
He is a great storyteller.
Yes.
He knows how to make like a fast, comprehensive, entertaining movie.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because he did Ratatouille as well.
Okay, there you go.
And he did the most fun Mission Impossible.
Uh-huh.
Ghost Protocol.
Oh, I liked Ghost Protocol.
Because it was a cartoon.
Sure.
Because it was basically just a cartoon. But he also did Tomorrowland. Oh. I think it was a contractual obligation. Remember that fucking movie?
Oh my god, I try and forget it.
George Clooney starred in that fucking movie? Oh. That seems so off-brand
Remember
for George
how
Clooney.
Joyless that movie was?
Yeah.
Just joyless. It's like, you guys, Tomorrowland was a world in the happiest place on earth. Like, shouldn't this be...
No, they decided that George Clooney should be in love with the 14-year-old robot girl.
Oh my god. Mistakes were made.
You knew that was Wallace Shawn playing his boss.
Of course.
Okay.
I was like, where's Miss Skies?
Tell me how you're keeping Insuricare in the black. Tell me how that's possible with you writing checks to every Harry Hardluck and Sally sob story that gives you a phone call.
I think that's where
Where's Twink Kaplan?
Yeah, oh yeah, Twink Kaplan.
You don't go to Princess Bride?
I mean, I could. Inconceivable!
My Dinner with Andre.
No.
I did not know this, and I looked it up. The voice of Edna Mode is Brad Bird.
Really?
Isn't that crazy?
Oh, I had no idea.
Apparently, they wanted Lily Tomlin to do it.
Yes.
Brought her in, and Brad was like, "Oh, this is what we're thinking," and like did the voice. And Lily Tomlin was like, "I don't know why you've got it right there. That's it." She was like, it's waste of time. You should just do it."
I love it.
And it's amazing.
It is amazing.
I had no idea.
Edna Mode is the best. I mean, we're not there yet.
We're not quite there yet because we'll be talking about it for a while.
It literally started with just the Disney castle and
yeah.
da-da-da-dum. And I was like, oh, this score is so good. Who did? Oh, of course.
Well, it's Michael
Giacchino?
Name I can never pronounce.
I think it's Giacchino.
But it's inspired by like Henry Mancini scores.
Sure.
Like that's what he went for.
Yes.
So it's like so good and so catchy and like James Bondy, but also Pink Panther-y, and you're just like, yeah.
But I liked that it like it automatically it touches on all of those things, and so you like hear it and you get excited. You know, you're like, ooh, what's this? I'm excited. I'm in.
Yeah, it does a lot of setup early on. So it starts with the interviews.
Yes.
No matter how many times you save the world, it always manages to get back in jeopardy again. I mean, sometimes I just want it to stay saved, you know, for a little bit.
And then we get to see his self-driving car.
Yeah.
There's a lot of gadgetry and world building and like lots of cool things. That's why you could make this into a live action movie and it would be fucking rad.
Sure.
Like every camera angle is rad.
Yes.
Like it's not just a cartoon.
No, it's a really, really well made film.
Yeah.
Settle down, are you kidding? I'm at the top of my game. I'm right up there with the big dogs. Girls, come on. Leave the saving of the world to the men? I don't think so.
Leave the world saving to the men? Oh. I don't think so. You know, like,
I mean, it's like, I loved that, but then it was like, and now she's at home with 3 kids. But then she totally proves herself, and she's totally fucking rad still, and she's a boss.
I mean, I think that was the point, like, it was like, oh, it was such a progressive time. Oh no, conservatives ruined everything. You know, it's an allegory, April.
Okay. She's the star of the movie for me. Like,
always, absolutely.
Is amazing. Yes. Her character is everything.
Yes.
It's 3-dimensional. I love her. But we get a lot of crime happening.
Yes, there's like
all at once.
There's
a bank robbery, a missing cat, which whatever.
Yep.
There's the guy on the roof with her, who was the same burglar that she punches out. Yeah, a different guy.
That was a different burglar. But then there's also the suicide guy.
The suicide, like it's all happening at once.
Which then he's like, wait a second, why didn't the bank alarms go off? Because bon voyage. So stupid. I love that he's a mime and a French accent. Oh my god, it's so stupid. It's great.
And that's all happening in one evening. I was like, how early was he getting to his wedding? It's like afternoon, and then by the time he gets there, it is good night.
Well, he was late.
But like, how long was she standing there?
I don't know.
Hours.
Right? Who knows?
It sort of predicted where like Avengers and Batman v Superman went, where it was like, fuck you, superheroes, we're suing you, or property damage, or like, the government's gonna come in. And we don't want you to save the world anymore.
Supers.
Mr. Sandsweet didn't want to be saved, and the injury received from Mr. Incredible's actions, so-called, causes him daily pain.
Hey, I saved your life.
You didn't save my life, you ruined my death.
I didn't want to be saved.
This is like dark.
It was.
Like first 5 minutes of this Pixar movie,
like
someone's trying to kill himself and he's just like,
I'm
suing you because I wanted to be dead. He says, you ruined my death. Oh, Jesus. This movie gets real.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so great.
Yeah.
Because it's so fun and like, oh shit, the stakes are real.
Stakes are real. We'll talk about it.
Gets me every time.
Right?
Mr. Incredible at the top of his game, saving everybody. I work alone. We get the introduction of Buddy.
Oh, yes, of course, Buddy. That's what I liked. They really did set it up quickly.
Yeah.
But, like, all the details are there. All of the receipts are scattered throughout.
The best Pixar movies have all of the receipts.
It's true. But also, all of the best Pixar movies don't have 12 writer credits. I think the biggest...
Brad Bird had the solo credit on this.
Yes. And produced and directed by it. He just was like, I made this movie.
Well, apparently Pixar had been trying to get him for a while. He was off doing Iron Giant.
Oh.
And he was like pissed that they didn't market it right or whatever.
Interesting.
And so they were like,
come
will you
to
finally
Pixar, we'll
please
do it
come
right.
or whatever? Like Lasseter was like, come on, please come or whatever. And they said, make the movie you've always wanted to make.
And
Here.
this is it.
And then he made The Incredibles. And I was like, well, fuck yeah.
Yeah. Love it.
And then the lawsuits
Yeah.
and like witness protection for superheroes.
Yeah.
And they have to move and be in hiding and nobody can be super anymore.
Right.
Which seemed aggressive.
It was an interesting. I like the way they handled
it was interesting, but I was just like,
it seemed real.
damn.
You know what I mean? It
Well, I was
seems
just like, there's a lot of crime happening.
Well, sure.
I feel like
you guys are missing out on okay, here's a question that I have though. So, spoiler alert, skipping ahead, whatever.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you
first things
haven't
first.
seen Incredibles, like go watch it.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's great. It really holds up.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
It didn't even like
No,
look.
it's incredible.
It's incredible.
But so here's my question.
Yeah.
So, at the end,
Yeah.
the Underminer comes out.
Right.
I mean, we'll get there.
I'm excited to talk about it.
But my question is, why then? Why hasn't there been problems with...
Well, like, so superheroes were put into witness protection and had to go into hiding.
Right.
Super villains would be like, fuck you.
Shouldn't they be like, oh my god, it's the heyday, this
Woo!
is...
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's what was...
Anarchy!
I guess that's what was happening.
No, because, like, how old is Violet supposed to be? At least 12? So, like, it's not like, oh, it's been 6 months since they were retired.
Right, because they get married the same day that the lawsuits...
A lot of stuff happens on that day.
Yeah.
Their anniversary and whoa.
Yeah. But...
So, like, many years have passed. He's living a miserable corporate 9-to-5 job. Holly Hunter is still making the most of everything.
Oh my god, yeah, she's
Loving
very
her life.
optimistic.
She's
and yeah,
great.
Yeah, she's got it all covered. She's just, bloop, bloop,
She's
bloop,
like...
bloop, bloop, got the baby.
Everything.
Yeah.
I'm calling to celebrate a momentous occasion. We are now officially moved in.
Yeah, well, that's great, honey.
I do love that they really did a good job of mixing, like, mundane with super things.
Sure.
You know, like, they're just a normal family, really, at the core.
It's like a little bewitchedness where it's like, here we are, like, just like everyone else on the
Like,
cul-de-sac.
la, la, la.
But, oh god, that plate's gonna fall. Like, here's my stretchy long arm or whatever.
No force fields!
Yeah.
I love that. They're like...
No! Hey, no force fields! You started it. You sit down. You sit down.
I love when he gets angry and, like, puts his fingerprints in the car.
Yeah.
And then there's, like, the little kid with the bubble gum when he, like, picks up the whole car. It's just like...
And then at the end, he's like, that was awesome!
Are they supposed to be in Boston?
The voice of that little kid is Brad Bird's son.
Oh. Maybe they're from Boston? Wicked seemed like such a...
That was totally wicked!
And we get introduced to Vi, their daughter, who
Yep.
can turn invisible
Yep.
and do
Make
force fields, and Dash, who can
run really fast.
run like lightning or whatever. He's the Flash.
I like that he's like, but can't I just, like, try out for the track team?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, no, because that would give it away.
Yeah.
I like that it was, like, constantly bringing it up, like, oh, no, you can't be special. It's very appropriate for gays.
Like all X-Men movies.
Exactly.
You know,
It's true.
mutant,
Yep.
With the outsiders.
Yeah. Don't hide your
Just want to
specialness.
be me.
You just be Elastigirl. Or a lesbian. Well, so then he gets fired because he throws his boss
Into traction.
right through 8 walls.
Like,
I mean, it's like he's dead, but it's cartoon.
Well, and then like government agent, not Tommy Lee Jones, shows up.
Right. Oh my god, it was totally, yes.
He's like, we have to keep paying to relocate you.
It's a flashy thing.
Well, yeah, right?
But so then he gets the mysterious envelope, right? With Mirage. She reminds me of someone.
She's the lady, do you remember Rush Hour?
Yeah, vaguely.
The like bomb expert lady with the short haircut? It's her.
Cool. So this is where it like really picks up, obviously, right? I like that they set everything up. We get to know them as characters.
Yeah,
it takes
a lot
a
of
while
stuff.
to get in there, but it's like good exposition.
Yeah.
And it's handled well. It's not just like, it's not
all
like
there
a file
for-
where it's like, because you could have
I
literally.
mean, it's not Batman insert whichever one that was, where he was just like, here's the thumb drive of the Justice League.
Oh my God, that was what was that? That was a different movie. That was
It was the Batman before Batman. Was it Batman versus Superman?
No, what was the other stupid? It wasn't Justice League. It was the other group.
The one before Justice League.
No, the one
Batman
with the Joker.
versus Superman. It was not Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad it was, where they were like, here, I'm going to open this folder and tell you about everyone.
Well, that was the entire film. At some point, Ben Affleck Batman is like, bloop, 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 here's all the files.
Yes, you're right. Yes.
But it's not that.
No, it's not. But, like, this movie could have easily started just with her for, like, an unknown man or whatever, right? Being like, here's the file. Like, we found Mr. Incredible.
Yeah.
He's now living with his wife, you know, like, after he fell from grace. Like, you could have done a really poor exposition job, and instead we, like, actually got to know the characters.
Exactly.
And I appreciate that. This is where it starts to get fun.
Yeah.
Also where all the cool, like, tech stuff comes in. You know, it's like, we had a visit to M, except not really. It's a visit to E. Not yet. Because he goes to the Hawaiian island first. I always loved this.
He goes to Dr. No's island.
Yeah. I mean, I loved, like, all of the Bond and, like, it's great. You know, it's always volcanoes.
Always with the volcanoes.
Oh my God.
Shooting rockets out of the volcanoes.
I love the pods that, like,
The
whir
monorail.
around. And, yeah, like, the little monorail pods. It's very Disneyland. I'm surprised that Disney hasn't done anything with this.
It's weird.
After 14 years. Like, you know, they used to have, like, the little people movers?
Yeah.
And then they just sat dormant for 2 decades?
Yeah.
I would think that they could have done these little Incredipods.
Would have been great.
Yeah. You have, like, a little thing where, like, you go through screens and, like, Elastigirl, like, stretches alongside you, and it's like, oh, we gotta say it again, whatever. Something silly and fun.
Make it like the Universal Studio Tour.
Yes.
But with
the little Incredipods. Yeah.
It really feels like a real world.
Yeah, and, like, they took the time to really imagine. It, like, feels to me like something that a kid would imagine as, like, the coolest whatever. And so, like, and then also the idea then that it's Buddy that's grown up to, like, this is his lifelong, you know, life's achievement. That makes sense, too. It's, like, very cool.
I think it's time we talk about Edna Mode.
Edna Mode.
Who are you? What do you want?
He has to get his suit fixed.
Oh, my God.
And we get the introduction of the best character.
My God, you've gotten fat.
Darling.
She's so great.
This is a hobo suit, darling. You can't be seen in this. I won't allow it.
I think it's time that we just talk about Edith Head for a while.
Okay.
So, Edith Head, if you don't know, is who Edna is based on. The most decorated costume designer in history.
Wow.
The most nominated and most has the most wins for a woman.
Wow.
She's won 8 Oscars.
For a woman who, what?
She's tied for the most Oscars ever.
Okay.
With someone else.
Cool.
Winning. She's won 8 Oscars. Nominated for 35 Oscars.
I mean, that's crazy. Meryl Streep, you have some work to do.
To catch up with Edith Head, right? She is just super duper fabulous. You've probably seen pictures of her. She's got the crazy bangs and the big dark sunglasses, which I found out were not sunglasses. They were blue lensed glasses so she could see what the clothes would look like in black and white.
That's so smart.
So she didn't have to, like, look through a fucking thing every time. She just wore the blue glasses. So she'd be like, oh, yeah. I mean, I'm assuming that she talked like Edna, but... Although I did watch a couple of interviews with her, and she has no fucks to give.
Oh, good.
And is sassy.
And is obviously on Fabulous Cunt Island.
Obviously, she's dressing everyone.
Everyone. She is the dressmaker of Fabulous Cunt Island. Oh my God, I love it. I like that, like, official dressmaker.
She was always talking about how she was very, people would be like, oh, you're so amazing at fashion. And she was like, I don't do fashion, I do costumes. She was like, what I do is not that. If they tell me to make tacky, cheap, disgusting clothes, I have to make tacky, cheap, disgusting clothes. If they say she's a princess and she has to look like the most fabulous person you've ever seen, then I can do that too. It's not fashion.
Love it. It's like, costumes.
Love it.
Yeah.
You're amazing.
Yeah.
There was this reporter who kept trying to be like, who is hard to work with? Who do you want to gossip about? And she was like, I'm not telling you anything. And then she goes, who was the best to work with or whatever? Who was the easiest? And she goes, well, I dressed an elephant once. It was on a DeMille picture. And I was just like, this is everything. Her credits just...
On and on.
Every famous fucking, like, dress you can think of. She did all the Hitchcock movies. She did Vertigo. She did in Notorious. She did To Catch a Thief. She did Rear Window. Like, all those beautiful dresses. She did All About Eve. She did fucking Place in the Sun, like, just like on and on. She did Sunset Boulevard. She did Gloria Swanson.
Right.
I always want to say Norma Desmond, but that's the character.
Yes.
I'm always like, ugh.
Gloria Desmond.
Gloria Desmond, there you go. And she did a bunch of Billy Wilder movies. She did like Witness for the Prosecution, Double Indemnity, like the list of every single woman.
Double Indemnity because
Fuck yeah, we should.
Love that movie.
It's
and not enough people have watched it.
Oh.
And it's so good.
It's so fucking good. I mean, I will talk about Billy Wilder till the cows come home. It's insane that he has like the best movie in every genre. Like, oh, what's the best film noir? Well, it's Double Indemnity. Oh, what's the best comedy? Well, it's Some Like It Hot. Like, what's the best courtroom drama? It's Witness for the Prosecution. Like, it just goes on. It's crazy. And she fucking won an Oscar for dressing Audrey Hepburn in Sabrina and Roman Holiday.
Oh, wow. Oh, good.
It's insane. She's amazing.
Even the sex goddess of her time, Marilyn Monroe, was enhanced by wearing an Edith Head original. We are delighted to welcome Edith Head and some of her original gowns this morning to Good Day. Welcome, Edith.
Why do you always mention women?
What? Oh,
I
you
dress
have
more men than I do women.
Really? Who?
What about Robert Redford and Paul Newman?
Paul Newman, Robert Redford, Cary Grant, Clark Gable, all of them.
Well, we mentioned the women because they're gorgeous gowns. What about the men?
They're gorgeous.
They are. Well, those that you mentioned certainly are gorgeous.
So yeah, Edith Head.
Yeah. Where's an Edith Head
Fabulous.
biopic?
I was looking at it, and there was something listed in
In development or something?
development, but it said
Probably
like
stalled.
comedy biopic, kind
Well,
of.
I mean, if she's a fabulous cunt, then there'll
Yes,
be sassy
but
wit that
it
will
would
be
be.
comedic.
I was like,
But, yeah.
it seemed odd.
Yeah.
But I'm here for just like a documentary about her too.
I guess that would be good, too. Well, it's funny, the best scene with Edna is actually with Elastigirl.
Oh, 100%. Well, I was cracking up when they're going through and the mannequin baby is just like on fire and then just riddled with bullets. Like I was like, this isn't a Pixar movie. A baby is being riddled with bullets. Yes, this is hilarious.
Best to be prepared. What did she say?
What on earth do you think the baby will be doing?
Well, I'm sure I don't know, darling. Luck favors the prepared.
We haven't really talked about Jason Lee syndrome, Buddy,
Oh.
who I love.
Yeah.
Love Jason Lee. And apparently he got, you know who Jason Lee is. My Name is Earl.
I haven't seen it, but I do know that now.
But
I
he's
mean,
in
I
like
know.
a bunch of Kevin Smith movies.
Sure,
He's
yes.
in Heartbreakers. He's the guy in Heartbreakers.
Yes.
Which
We should definitely retro review.
definitely on the retro review
Yes.
list. But he apparently got, you've seen Dogma.
Yes.
So he's like the Azrael. He's like the demon guy in it. And apparently that's what got him the job. He was like
Love it.
so good at being a villain.
Love it.
They're like, oh, we should get him to do it. I was like, yeah.
But I like this where it's like not really it's a villain.
Well, it's a
but-
complex and interesting villain.
Exactly.
That you understand, you see where he's coming from, even if you don't agree with him, you like understand.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
his
he wants
motivations.
attention. He wants to be seen as great. He wants to prove himself. There's a lot going on there. And what's nice about that is that it's not just the same old, like, I want revenge, you killed my mom.
No.
All I wanted was to help you. I only wanted to help. And what did you say to me?
Fly home, buddy. I work alone.
It tore me apart.
He wants to be the hero.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hesitate to think about what Buddy's home life is like. I feel like it's just a mattress on the floor and like a sadness.
Take this one home and make sure his mom knows what he's been doing.
I can help you. You're making a mistake.
Make sure his mother knows what he's been up to. I don't think his mother cares, and I think that's part of the problem.
Yeah.
Maybe we should examine that, and that's not this movie.
It's not this movie. Elastigirl's like, let's talk.
Yeah.
Tell me what's up.
What's your home life like?
Well, and Jason Lee gets, I think, probably my favorite line where he's like, you sly dog, you got me monologuing.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God. It's
that
so
was
good.
so fun.
You sly dog. You got me monologuing. I can't believe it.
Well, I liked how they brought that up already when it was in the police scanner.
With Frozone,
and
yeah.
Frozone's like, oh my God. And then he starts monologuing. Just like, of course.
It's like a fun send-up of superhero James Bond movies.
Yes.
Like,
It's like the kids' version of Austin Powers.
basically. Family edition.
Exactly. But like, it's great. It's like superheroes meets Austin Powers.
Yeah.
Love it.
So yeah, Mr. Incredible has sort of gotten himself into trouble. He wants to do more missions and stuff, but then it turns out it's actually an evil
Ploy
plan to get him.
Perfect the machine.
Oh,
the Omnidroid.
So then Elastigirl decides she has to go find him. Edna says she thinks that he's cheating on her, and Edna mode
she's
is like,
crying.
"Who are you? You're Elastigirl! Get out there!
Yeah.
Fight for him!"
My God, pull yourself together! What will you do? Is this a question? You will show him you remember that he is Mr. Incredible, and you will remind him who you are.
Like, you're fabulous.
Yeah.
Get out there and,
Be your fabulous self.
be
Turns out you're actually saving the world, not just your marriage. We got that line.
Love it.
They could die, or worse, their marriage.
Or worse, their marriage. Their marriage?
So she decides to go and find him on the island.
The homing beacon. Oh, this. I mean, those little balls will stick in my mind forever for whatever reason.
Oh, with the gummy bullets
Yes.
or whatever, and they all
slowing.
There's a lot of cool tech.
Yeah.
But then we get to what I think is the best scene of the movie, and probably the best scene in any Pixar movie, emotion-wise. Because, Up is just, fuckery. Emotional fuckery,
Oh my God.
right? This is, real and true and belongs in the plot.
Exactly. This is, part of a true, a full movie plot.
So they're on the plane, the kids have snuck aboard, and Syndrome sends missiles out to destroy the plane. Mr. Incredible is all locked up. He can't do anything about it. He's helpless. And in her performance abort, there's children on board. Oh my God, I'm getting goosebumps right now.
Right?
When she's there's children on board, I'm cry every single time.
Yeah.
Abort! There are children aboard! Say again, there are children aboard this
No!
It's just oh my God!
And then he's freaking out.
He's I can't do anything about this. Oh no! And they're flying the plane around. She's trying to avoid it. She's trying to get the force field going. It's so intense and emotional. And her performance.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah.
Last night I was watching it, I was like, oh my God, I know they're fine. I know they're gonna be fine. But it's not that they're gonna die, it's the emotion behind it of he can't do anything, he's helpless. She's this mother who's trying to, it's just so good. And the kids are oh fuck, this is real? Oh fuck. You know, we just thought it was gonna be fun.
And they didn't know what to do. Yeah, it's good.
It's so good.
Yeah, and then I like the reprise of it later on when he's I have to do it alone. And she's what, to prove how manly you are? And he's no, I'm not strong.
He goes, I can't lose you again. And it's oh God.
I'm not strong enough. And you're oh my God.
I can't lose you again. I can't. Not again. I'm not strong enough.
And then I think this was a real juggling act where, as a mom, right, she has to try and protect her kids, right, in this very dangerous situation because they raised the stakes to that level.
Yes.
And then also she's I have to save my husband, possibly the world. I have to be dual.
Mm-hmm. I have to be a superhero and a supermom.
And she nails it.
Yeah.
They will kill you if they get the chance. Do not give them that chance. Stay hidden. Keep each other safe. I'll be back by morning.
And so she tells him to stay in the cave, and she goes off and is totally fucking rad. I mean, she's the best superhero of all of them.
Because she has finesse.
Parachuting herself.
Yes.
I mean, she makes herself a fucking boat. She's everything.
Oh my God, that scene is so silly.
When she's stuck in all the doors, and
Yeah, oh my God, that's so
all the doors and stuff. It's so fun.
Yeah.
Lots of visual delights.
Visual delights, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. The kids then get their own sort of fight scene. He's just and that
this is so
whole
silly.
scene is
Him
so
running
fun.
on water.
And all of those flying saucer ships
cool
and everything. And then he lands on one of them, and that henchman straight up punches him in the face. Yeah. I was you just punched a small child in the face, henchman. That was intense.
It's a super child that's gonna kill you. Maybe. It was intense.
Bam!
And then he explodes against a rock.
Oh yeah.
This movie has a pretty high body count.
I think
for
I
a
looked.
kids movie.
I think I looked, and it was 53 bodies. I think that was what it was. I mean, when Mr. Incredible is trying to get away, he hides in that cave, and he hides behind a skeleton of his old friend, which seemed weird that the scanner wouldn't be oh, there's a
Yeah, it was
an alive person behind that skeleton.
No life found, and it's well, but there was. It was just behind the.
Is it purely visual? Is it an infrared situation?
Whatever.
Once they're all together, I mean, throughout the movie, I love that everyone's using their powers creatively.
Sure.
It changes and evolves, and
yes,
for different things, they use their powers in different ways. But then when they all have to work together, It's always my favorite thing in every superhero movie. Like, oh, I'm gonna do this, so then you can do this. I'm just like, yes.
Yeah. Teamwork.
Love it.
Yeah.
Well, and then speaking of, we didn't really talk too much about Frozone.
No.
He's not in that much of the movie.
No, not really. I love his wife.
Honey.
Yes, honey. I'm the greatest good you're ever gonna get. You're like, yeah.
We are talking about the greater good!
Greater good? I am your wife. I'm the greatest good you are ever gonna get.
Where's my super suit?
Yeah.
And apparently they got Sam Jackson because they wanted the coolest voice ever. He's Frozone. It's fun. I loved his powers. He's like speed skating on his own ice. Like,
yeah. Yeah. He has the little skis that then turn into a surfboard.
He like becomes
He's
the
like
silver surfer.
Yeah.
Kind of at some point. I mean, everyone's sort of like a mirror image of some other superhero, you know, in a way. It's like a really solid, well put together movie.
It really is.
I'm surprised that they haven't tapped Brad Bird to like do a Marvel movie or X-Men movie.
That would be really good.
He should take over for Bryan Singer.
Yeah. Oh my God. Bryan Singer tweeted he like Instagrammed
He's
some
not
picture.
in prison?
Literally my reaction. I had two reactions. Showed up on Instagram, him posting a picture with like George W. Bush. What? And like Throwback Thursday or something. I was like, what is going on? Second question, shouldn't you be in prison? Third question, why are we following Bryan Singer on Instagram? Unfollow.
Right? How did that?
I don't know.
That was not me.
Why would I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
We don't anymore.
Good.
And what was really funny about it was that in the comments, someone else
like,
also said unfollow. I was like, yes.
It's the big conclusion. Jason Lee has unleashed his robot onto the city, and he's going to be the hero because he can stop him with his bracelet.
But then it's an AI robot. This movie's smart. 2004. Shit, they were like, I see where this is going. The robot's like, nope.
Oh my God, we didn't even say no capes. Whoa.
An express elevator. Diner guy, snag on takeoff. Splashdown, sucked into a vortex. No capes.
And then you think, oh, they've done it. Everything's okay. They're riding back to the house. And
all the messages from the babysitter. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Things are getting kind of weird here.
Yeah.
I'm getting kind of freaked out.
That feels fine, but I'm getting really weirded out. When are you coming back?
Thanks for sending that extra babysitter. I never sent a babysitter.
And it's Jason Lee, and he's kidnapped a baby. I mean, he's a villain.
Yes.
The baby's sleeping.
So he's kidnapped the baby, and they're like, what do we do? What do we do? Oh my God, again, Holly Hunter is fucking killing it.
Bob, throw me!
What can we do? Oh my God, she's freaking out. Her baby's being carried away by this evil villain. And it sounds like, I never thought about this before, but he says I'm gonna teach him how to be
a mentor. Yeah, I'm gonna mentor him the way that you did mentor me.
Raise their baby.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's fucked up.
Right?
I'm not gonna kill your baby.
No.
I'm gonna take it and raise it to be evil. And then we get Jack's reveal of his power.
He's doing all his shape-shifting.
He's like Colossus and the Human Torch and he's all of the above.
He's just a mole yet to be.
He's just like, whatever. Jason Lee is like, ah!
Look at Mommy, honey. Don't look down. Mommy's got you. Everything is all right.
Hi, honey.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Look at Mommy. Everything's fine. And she's already like a parachute, so the baby's already scarred for life.
Probably. Well, the baby.
If your mom turned into a parachute, you'd be like, what the fuck? Jason Lee gets... I mean, this is insane for a Pixar movie.
Well, this is the second time that we've seen this scene, too.
Yeah.
No capes. I love it. I mean, I love, again, it goes full circle, right? Where we see this whole thing. I mean, I thought that was intense that they showed all of these different superheroes' deaths.
Oh, yeah.
By cape, death via cape.
I love that he keeps being like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
This person.
Yeah.
This person. This
November
person.
1963. November 1983.
No capes.
Sucked into a jet engine.
But yeah, Jason Lee gets fucking disintegrated into a jet engine.
Yeah.
It's intense.
Very intense. Which then crashes into their house.
And explodes their entire house. Well, I guess we have to move now.
But what happened to all their stuff? All his memorabilia. I guess he was over it. He'd not trying to relive the glory days.
His family was enough. He'd already lost them once.
Yeah.
The stuff didn't matter.
Exactly.
And then we get the little button of they're at the track meet, and Dash is finally get to compete, and they're like, yeah, go. No, slow down. Okay, second. Go for second. Close second.
The parents are like,
the other people are like, what the fuck?
Pick up the pace, come on. No, pull back. Pace it, slow down just a little bit. Don't give up, make it close. 50 seconds.
Well, I love that Vi has like, feeling her confidence.
Yes.
She talks to the boy and he's
Tony.
like, oh, hey Vi, you look different. And he's all awkward or whatever, and she's like, I like movies.
Yeah.
I'll buy the popcorn. Friday night? Just like, yeah.
And then he's just like, yeah, movies.
Friday, yeah. Oh, and she's like,
Bye.
She got that sassy headband and she's ready to go.
All it took was a headband. Who knew?
She was ready to not hide anymore.
Mm.
It's like Ali Sheedy in Breakfast Club. All it needed was that headband.
And then we get the Underminer,
which is Johnny Ratzenberg.
Of course, they gotta work him in every Pixar movie.
They have to.
Yeah. I'm beneath you, but nothing's beneath me. It's so stupid. I love it.
Maybe like enough time had passed. Like maybe the villains were also somehow relegated to be in hiding, right?
But how? Who would stop them?
I don't know, but I'm just saying maybe whatever, something happened and they were all relegated to disappear. And then from the time of their house exploding to like new, digs, he's at track that did it. Maybe like, I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
But this movie's great.
This movie
it doesn't really matter.
No. It's all, anything that doesn't make sense or doesn't work is all in like the spirit of fun.
Yes.
And everything that's important.
Yes.
To like storytelling, all makes sense.
Yep. It's a great movie.
It's a great movie.
Love it. Cheers.
Cheers to Ed and Mud.
And Holly Hunter.
No cakes.